Doing well, Dominic. How are you doing?
I am having one of those challenging days.
Technology, right?
It's technology, all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those super challenging. A day to be grateful for what I have, not for what I'm challenged with.
Yeah, I understand.
So we're going to be talking about digital marketing today, and you've got some tips for us, huh?
Yes, I do, and yeah, it's something that's happening, and it's been happening for years now, and it's not like I'm gonna come here and then I say, okay, by the way, everyone has to do digital marketing. No, it's stupid if I say that. It's just you know, it's just that things have changed, and the way that we should be approaching our customers is has definitely changed over the years, and the internet has definitely changed a lot of our habits, and especially in doing our business. So accordingly, it's had its effects on the way that we do our marketing as well, and the way our consumers are accepting our marketing efforts. So um, and and marketing has always been about communicating and connecting and engaging with your audience, and doing that in the right place at the right time. And when we say that, and because of the extensive use of the internet and the online world now, then this means that we need to meet the customers, where they're spending most of their time. Where do you spend most of your time?
Whew, on my phone,
There you go. So
in the
on
bath.
your phone, browsing something on social media, on some website, something like that. So this is where people spend most of their time. That's why companies need to meet their customers where they spend most of our time, on the internet.
Right.
um, that's why businesses need to leverage these digital channels, like search engines like social media, email, and also other websites as well, so that they can connect with current and also prospective or potential customers. So it is something that is has become now almost a, I don't want to say no brainer, but all companies, all businesses should be doing digital marketing in some way, shape, or form. And there's so many benefits for it. I mean, if we just to mention a few, the reach. I mean, there's so much. The reach has become very wide now, but not only that, it's giving us the option to be very precise in targeting. And a couple of weeks ago we spoke about targeting, segmenting, and positioning.
Hmm.
And social media and digital marketing, it allows that. It gives us this option of reaching a bigger yet more precise target audience. um, so that's these are a couple of the benefits. There's also definitely it's less costly than traditional marketing, traditional advertising. And there's a good thing about it, and I always keep saying it every time we go live. It's that we need to measure our marketing efforts. So,
Hmm.
and this is also available when you do digital marketing. So lots of benefits for it. And I think all businesses should be doing it, big, small, professional. They should be using some kind of digital marketing efforts.
Hmm. A couple of things that I've noticed is, the ads now are rampant. They're everywhere. I mean, I can't even, open an app, you know, not all, but, many of the apps are just, just flooded with ads all
Yeah,
over the place, and
yeah.
it gets to be a real nuisance. I mean,
It does. It does. I agree. And a lot of times they ask you to subscribe so that you don't see the ads. Sorry, and you don't want to subscribe because you don't want to flood your mailbox with so many emails or text messages and stuff like that. But
mhm.
yeah, it is a way. obviously the important thing here is that whatever ads that you see or click on, you have the right to unsubscribe for, or not receive any ad. So at least this is a good thing. But I know that yeah, a lot of these apps, you as soon as you open them, you're just bombarded with so many ads.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that there's some control there. However, like for example with Facebook, I mean, you've seen it, right? So you see an ad that is whatever, and you're like, why am I seeing this ad? And then it
Yeah,
says, it's inappropriate, it doesn't apply, blah blah blah, and then they just go to a different one.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's
It,
it's it's nonstop. So, and the same thing with YouTube, and it's just whatever you click on anymore. I was looking for a part for my motorcycle the other day, and in a matter of minutes, it was everything that I did. It was, an ad was coming up on the new, latest, greatest motorcycle from this dealer, that manufacturer. I was just like, really, guys?
yeah, that's how it happens. That's how it goes now. Yeah,
But I mean, there's benefits to it. So I mean, but for the
of course.
the average small business marketer that you deal with, there are a lot of advantages, and I'm sure that, and even locally, let me just mention, I've got I do spend a lot of time on the app called Nextdoor, and
Mhm.
there are some other similar apps like that, but they do ads, but they're local, which are really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as it's local, as long as it's relevant to what you want, then I mean, it becomes more acceptable. I know it becomes very annoying, and a lot of people are really. I mean, I'm one of the people that gets really annoyed, and if I don't see an option for unsubscribing, um, I get really annoyed, and I start sending emails and messages and stuff like that, because I think that's a breach of privacy, and companies shouldn't be doing that. So,
Good luck.
um, but yeah, I know. But I mean, it's definitely a way for small business, especially, to reach more clients, to reach more customers. Social media has definitely helped us in that. There are so many types of digital marketing approaches that we can use. We can use um, simultaneously, or maybe use them all together. Search engine optimization, content, social media, pay per click, affiliate marketing, I mean, email marketing, and the list goes on and on. There's so many types of them, but I chose um, just three of them to sort of touch on them today.
Hmm.
Um, Basically, search engine optimization was one of them, and I think it's very important. Search engine optimization, it's about optimizing your website so that it can rank higher in the uh, search engine results page. You need to rank high. That's almost a given. You need to rank high in order to be seen. And let me ask you this: how many times when you go on a search engine like Google, for example? Well, actually, let me ask you two questions. Which search engines do you use?
Well, primarily Google, because I'm on Android, and I have Google phone and all that, and my wife has an iPhone, so she's using
Mhm.
Safari.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I mean, it's dominant now, Google, and almost everybody is using Google, but there are some other search engines out there. But the other question would be, how many times would you go beyond the first page on your Google search?
Yeah, not often. I mean, I do scroll down because usually in Google there's add, and then there's some other stuff that's more
Yeah,
the relevant stuff.
yeah.
So I scroll to probably the bottom of the first page till it gets to the numbers at the bottom where they say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and then I just skip.
That's it, and that's the main reason why people should do search engine optimization, because a lot of people just don't go beyond the first page. first page of the search engine results. So that's a main reason why people should do SEO. Definitely go to the specialist, go to people who are specialized in SEO so that they can do it for you, because there's a lot to it. There's keywords, and there's I mean there's a lot of things to adjust there. So search engine optimization would be one thing for sure. Another thing, especially when we're talking about digital marketing, is content, and content marketing is very important. There's a saying that goes, "Content is king," and yeah, it is king. And content marketing is important for many things. One of them could be brand awareness. One of them could be increasing traffic and maybe generating leads as well. And there's a number of types of content that people can use. Maybe they can do a blog post, they can do infographics, they can do white papers and articles, and even video. So content is important, and because it gets people to know who you are and what you're doing. So I would say also spend some time on content, on delivering good content and good, very compelling content, because this is the attraction. So SEO is one thing, content marketing is another thing, and I'm also going to touch on email marketing, because I mean, for a lot of time, people, sometimes try to ignore or don't like email marketing, but guess what? It is one of the most effective ways in delivering a message. You use it to promote your content, your discounts, your events, and also to direct people towards your website or your event, or um, and these can include different types of emails. You can do subscription emails. You can do subscription emails for your articles or for your type of content, maybe. Um, Also, one thing that customers like is follow-up emails. When somebody buys something from you, and then you follow that with an email saying thank you for being our customer, and we value your business, and something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's always welcomed. Also welcome emails and series emails. Some people like to subscribe to series emails. It's all ways to get people engaged and customers engaged, and that's the main thing about marketing these days. There's I'm preparing a training, and it's mostly about relationship marketing, which is sort of an evolution from how we used to do marketing before.
Mm.
Everything now has changed into forming that relationship and keeping it as and nurturing it as long as possible, rather than before that, maybe 10, 20, 30 years ago, we used to focus on the product mainly, and then focus on customer satisfaction. But now it's about relationship building, relationship marketing. So social media, digital marketing definitely is a means for um, nurturing this relationship, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. Would you lump in the texting with email, or that's a completely different animal?
It's not quite different. It's I mean, yeah. If you're talking about these advertising messages that you receive over text, then I mean they could be sort of similar in a way. However, email is more rich, and there is a sort of a continuum that would show you the type of channel that you use according to the richness and the richness of the message. So sometimes when you're doing video, you can't. The best way to communicate video is not through email or through text. Best way to communicate video is through a video rich channel. So maybe video conferencing, or even yeah, maybe video conferencing mainly. Um, but if you're sending out, or if you're communicating reports, then yeah, then email would be good. If you're communicating maybe promotions, maybe email would be good. Sometimes text would be good. So the communication channel will depend on the richness of the media, the material.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally do. It's like, I mean, it seems to me that the ones that I'm receiving in my text messages are short and sweet, and the email marketing that I'm receiving are usually longer, and some of them may have graphics in there, and they also have links. Well, the text do too, but they links back to landing pages and websites and things like that. So
Yeah, and that's the way to do email marketing. That's the best way to do email marketing. You need to go have somebody click on the link there, and it would take them to a landing page, ideally. Not ideally to go to your website. Ideally to go to a landing page, and from the landing page, direct them to the website. That's the
yeah,
ideal scenario.
interesting. Okay.
The sometimes there's a question that comes up, which is it digital marketing? Is it suitable for any business? And the answer is yes. Digital marketing is for any business, for any industry, for any size of company. The important thing here is the content and the engagement with the customers. So that's what you want to focus on. Now, if your plan is built on building that relationship, then you would choose which channel, you would choose how to reach your customers. But the important thing is to get there, where they are, which is basically on the internet. The content, as I always say, needs to be compelling, needs to be amazing content for the consumer to engage, because basically you want them to act on it. So yeah, spend some time on your content. There are some content specialists as well that this is what they do for a living, and this means that you still need to do your segmentation though, in order to address the right customer with the right content, because again, you don't want to send anything to anyone. That's an important part there. And we also need to remember that not all content is suitable for all companies as well, and all consumers. The content that we create will depend on the needs of our audience, and on when they are, or where they are in the buying cycle. Is it just awareness? Is it are they in the consideration phase? Are they in the decision making phase? So the type of content is important there as well, because the emails that you said that you receive, you're probably just they're probably just getting you aware of a certain service. You haven't still showed any interest. So this is different type of content, and when you show interest, you're going to see different type of email as well, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And then finally it's a plan at the end. You need to put a plan for it, and I always say that even if it's digital marketing, it has to have a plan, and it needs to integrate, like we do this every time. Needs to integrate with all other marketing other marketing efforts, so that you can get the maximum impact. So, but bottom line is, or the last thing I can say here is that if you're not using digital marketing, then it's time you did.
Yeah, it's time. Exactly. It's past due. It was due like 2 years ago.
I know.
Maybe more. But I think that it's been a learning curve for a lot of companies. I can the company that my wife worked for, they have recently, over the last, say, year and a half, have really dug into it, and they have created results. And so
There you go.
it's producing. However, the acquisition cost is not much different from the way that they were doing it before. So, buying Facebook ads and any kind of ad on any platform still costs a lot of money. So,
That's true.
um,
Yeah, definitely there could be some hiccups to the system, or maybe like you said, if they're early implementers, then yeah, there's a lot to learn. As you said, it's a learning curve, and yeah, companies may experiment for a little time until they get the right formula, and then they're up and running.
yeah, and it takes time. And I think that also, from what I have seen and observed, is that will work today or yesterday doesn't always work tomorrow.
That's
So
very true.
it's always, always being aware, staying abreast of what the plan is, and keeping the eye on, on what's working, what's not working. So you're right about the whole measuring thing, and
Oh
you know,
yeah.
changing the mix, who the target audience is, knowing all the whole what am I trying to say,
Targeting segmentation.
just, well, like the avatar, knowing what those,
Yeah,
who are we
persona.
targeting, who are we
Yeah.
after,
The,
you know,
yeah.
instead
The
of doing
buyer persona.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot to consider, and yeah, I mean, the whole digital game is certainly the number one thing to do, and like you said, and then we were talking about earlier, local, I think
Absolutely.
is for small businesses that are brick and mortar, of course, you
Hmm.
need to have that, unless they're international large brands, these food chains and what have you that are all over the place. That's a different story. But for local, you know, and so we've talked about it forever. It's all about communication. And guys, if you need someone to help you with
100%.
your marketing, this is the guy right here. He's got a great um, option in the Self-Achievement Network marketplace. You can
Yeah.
get an assessment done. He'll get on the phone with you. He will listen to everything that you're doing right now in your marketing, and then he will send you back a plan of action that you can have your team implement.
Forgot to introduce that at the beginning. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, I mean, it's the same thing. So I forgot to do the introductions, but I'm hoping that people know us by now. Maybe they do.
Yes.
Maybe they don't. We're small fried potatoes in the big basket of,
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, would love to help anyone. We're going to share the links in the posting, and then if anyone would like any help or support, yeah, please reach out. Would love to help.
Great. Okay. Well,
All right.
we will be back next Friday, and if
Yeah.
anybody has any questions or comments, please leave them. You know where to leave them, and we will see you guys all next week, next Friday.
And you know what I can also say, what I can also ask people if they're interested in listening to or discussing a specific topic, please let us know in the thread, and we can prepare for that.
Great. Okay, doke, guys. Have a
Right.
fabulous weekend, Sherif. Thank you so much for
Thank you very much. You
your
too.
wisdom and everything, and keep on Ramadaning, man.
Thank you very much. 12 days to go.
12
18
days.
down, 12 to
Well, I'm
go.
right with you, man. I mean, I'm not having coffee. I'm not having alcohol. I'm very good on my diet, and I'm not overeating. So, I mean, I'm not paying attention to the hours of the day and the sunrise and the sunset and all that stuff. But I'm pretty much doing the same thing.
Awesome. Awesome. This is great. We're gonna have a eat together then at the end.
Well, we could do a Zoom call. We could
Absolutely. A virtual aid.
have it.
All right.
Okay, man. Be well.
Take
Thanks
care.
for watching. Take care.